Yellow, what is going on? It is March 23rd, 2026. Coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee, on the east side. I'm your host, as always, Xander. And boy, am I excited to talk shop. It wasn't exactly the names that we were looking for, but obviously, bit of a psycho if you're watching the Valspar when we have March Madness going on all last weekend, opening weekend, some people's favorite time of the year. I was one of the sickos watching the Valspar all Sunday, keeping the featured groups in my hand and kind of staying up to date with the March Madness on the side. Favorites galore. Only the second time in tournament history that there's only been one, or I'm sorry, that only the Power Five programs have advanced to the Sweet 16, no mid majors. The other time that happened last year. It's getting sad. It feels like the tournament's losing its luster. From the game purist perspective, people are able to see the best teams compete against each other head to head, but come on. We all want Loyola Chicago. We want George Mason. We want the deep runs. And it feels like NIL is going to kill college basketball before it even touches the same type of consequences in football. Seems like it's raised up football to a more competitive landscape, and it's absolutely trounced college basketball. But small sample size could just be dealing with also the lack of representation thanks to the tournament and the seeding, specifically, Miami having to fight for their right to get in. So I think few contributing factors should be able to level this out. And to tell you what, the one thing to not level it out is expansion. So, yep, talk about a few moments there, a few games. Look into the next weekend. We'll talk about that more on Wednesday's show. But the Valspar happened. Matty Fitz comes back. What a resilient comeback here. Loses on the 72nd hole at the Players, and then comes out and just ho hums his way around this course. 68, 69, 68, 68. Consistent? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was never in the final group, like a couple groups behind the leaders every round. And he's just there on Sunday as everyone is collapsing. At one point, if we're going into hole 10, and Snedeker's still in the lead, and you're not pulling for Sneds. Come on. Are you even a human being? That was sad. That was a terrible collapse by him. 41 on the back. Just could not find it down the stretch. Sung Jae opens up 5 over through 10. It was a really weird tournament. The final score ended at 11, which is right about where we thought comparative to the last couple of years, but it was not looking like that considering Sung Jae teed off at 11 going into Sunday's round, and then you had a bunch of guys at 9 and 8, and there were some gettable scores out there. Definitely some gettable scores with lack of wind, perfect conditions. It was fast out there. But Fitzpatrick just goes 2.4 million runner up at the Players to 1.6 million for a championship at the Valspar. Just a ho hum $4 million coming down the pipe for a guy working 2 weeks. How's your fucking biweekly paycheck? Matt Fitzpatrick has a word for you. Caddy. It's nice year's worth of work at a high end accounting job, 400 grand. For just knowing your shit, walking around the course. That's pretty sick. You had to think it was well deserved after last week, completely in control of the players until he wasn't. Fans turning against him. Much different scene this time around with lesser names, especially with Snedeker not in contention when it came down to it. And Fitzpatrick, a lot of domination by the English. Jordan Smith posts 9 under. You had Marco Penge up there. Fitzpatrick. It was weird though for a while. Just anyone with a Xander ticket, man. If he just had one more birdie to get in at 9, just sitting there on the leaderboard at -8, and there was this group of 4 right ahead of him. Just wouldn't go away. They wouldn't let the guy go home. All right, just recapping the bets. Tom Kim tried to absolutely sailor dive us. He comes through for us, big back 9, and he cashes top 20 at plus 470. Clanton, dead fucking last. Taylor, Hovland, Rye, they all missed the cut. Our other 4 place bets all missed the cut. Aaron Rye, what happened, buddy? 3 under, he's 2 off, or no, I'm sorry. He's 5th after the first round. He goes +6, day 2. What the fuck? Højgaard was nothing on the weekend. Taylor missed the cut. Horschel was there the first 2 days and just kind of fizzled out. Theegala missed the cut. Dead fucking last from the start. And then Brooks. Brooks. Oh, man. If I didn't already have a Masters bet on him 45-1, I would start walking back. Because the entire golf betting community seems to be waking up to this Brooks revival. And we just talked about it last episode. The 3 most tipped players: Smotherman, miscut, trunk slam. Hisatune, nothing. Finished like 50th. And then who was the other one? There's another guy just fully tipped out. That we didn't like to see. And Spieth. No one did anything. I think Spieth might have clawed up on Sunday, but never truly in contention ever. Had the most birdies on the week, and that just shows that when he's not even in contention, this guy is a loose cannon. I think I mentioned it somewhere on the interwebs, with the Brooks popularity popping up. Brooks and Spieth are very similar career trajectories when it comes to golf and fandom. They had a hotter than ever, like scorching, intergalactic type heater in their career at some point. Spieth was at the very beginning. Brooks was a couple years in. But there's a 3-year span for both of those guys that you're thinking Tiger numbers. You're thinking a mighty problem for anyone challenging. And then now that's all they have to live on. That's all we have to reference. Brooks obviously came back and won a PGA 3 years ago. And that has helped, but it's the PGA. It's the redheaded stepchild of majors. He's got 3 of them. His biggest contention was 2019 for the Masters, Tiger's year. And he was never truly in contention. Never had the lead. I don't know. I might be looking to sell if his odds keep getting lower and lower. I just saw way too many hiccups in his game that if you can't make a charge and make your name prominent on the leaderboard at the Valspar, people are going to say, well, time and place. But that's always been his biggest issue, is caring. You can't just flip that on and off. Not when the players have gotten this much better since you won your majors. Fields are too stacked comparative, especially the major tournaments. So we'll see. We will see. So ended up losing. What did we have it at? We had it at 12 units. None of the first round leaders were even close. And yeah, Tom Kim just basically washes our place bets. And yeah, so that's it. We'll move on. Ho hum week at the Valspar. Looking forward to the Houston Open. But let's talk March Madness first. Probably the biggest takeaway from the week or the biggest memorable moment. Maybe if you're a St. John's fan, you'll or an Iowa fan, you could also pipe up here. But Vanderbilt coming back, there was a tough non-double dribble call in the first half that's gone viral. But Tanner puts up this beautiful shot from half court at time expiring. And as you can see here on the screen, it almost drops. Almost drops. Cannot believe that thing was in and out. I mean, they had no business losing that game, truly. Uh, but Nebraska ball prevails. So that's tough. But memorable. And then, yeah, I guess that was Saturday night. So Sunday, St. John's wins it on a bizarre closing out. You had Kansas, a million fouls to give with 13 seconds left. St. John's just refused to keep getting it to the front court. And Kansas' terrible defense allows a blow by a guy that didn't even score that game. And then Iowa, phantom punch, doesn't get kicked out, makes the three. And then one of the worst, we've seen some bad end of game play calling. So got to put some on the coaching here too. Like just dribbling to the corner with your point guard and not even getting a shot up. Brutal. Like I said, there's only one double digit seed advancing. We did lose a one seed. All the perfect brackets are dead on ESPN. Don't know for Kalshi, the billion, but that is fool's errand anyway. They don't even have like a leaderboard tracking. And so here we are. 3 1 seeds, all the 2 seeds, all the 3 seeds? Maybe? Is that right? Do we have all the 3 seeds? Illinois, Michigan State? Uh no, Gonzaga gone. Yep, that's right. Gonzaga gone. But listen, we're gonna get good matchups, less crooked spreads. Houston gets 2 home games, barring they beat Illinois. Illinois looks really good. But now those games are in Houston. So if the 9 seed Iowa somehow makes it to the Elite 8, they're still playing in Houston. Texas, I mean, what a ugly, ugly basketball team on the court and looks wise. No offense. Those boys, they're playing ball for the money, not the looks, that's for sure. Yeah. And then UConn sitting there. Sweet 16 again with Hurley. Duke has looked extremely weak. Michigan State's looked good. But if you shut down fears, you have to wonder. But UConn sitting there at 25-1. Maybe worth the trigger pull here. They only have to win 4 more games. 25-1. Come on. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, March Sadness. We'll talk about it more on Wednesday, but disappointed not to see a real Cinderella story. High Point got outlasted. And then USF, our darlings, they ended up shooting 3 what was it? No, they ended up shooting 5 of 37 from three-point land and still almost beat Louisville. Oh, man. Yep, sadness is real. But what's not sad is King of the Court. Every week, Draftkings provides you King of the Court opportunities. Folks, our time's running out. Regular season is coming to an end very quickly here in the NBA and NHL. Only 13 games left in the season. That gives us about 3 King of the Courts left, including tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be a tough one. And the only reason I say that is because there's only 4 games on tomorrow's schedule as of now. Well, as of now, that's just how it's going to be. There's only 4 games on the schedule for King of the Court. Everyone's playing tonight. There's only one good thing. Luka's not playing because that might be a $1 bonus bet. Luka is playing unbelievable. 60 points the other night. Just absolutely unconscious since his kids got put up in a custody battle. Shredded Luka does not give a single fuck. He is murdering people on the court. Just let the man see his kids, goddamn it. So we've got Kings Hornets pass, Pelicans Knicks maybe, Magic Cavs very intrigued, and then Nuggets Suns. Very worried about that game. This has Joker taking King of the Court, giving everyone $23 written all over it. I think the last 3 times the Suns and Nuggets have played, the total is right in the 250 range. Yeah. Listen, I've got the last 3 weeks we've gotten paid out. We have not, but we as the players have seen $1,000 bonus bets coming our way. With Bam, with Paolo, and then last week, shit, who took it home last week? It was someone surprising that they won King of the Court. Anyway, while I find that, just kind of talk through it. Listen, the Pelicans are bad. They're very bad. Oh yeah, Jalen Duren, 50 PRA last week, $1,000 in bonus bets. With LaMelo Ball 49, Paolo 47, Shea 47. Listen, Jalen Brunson could get there. Josh Hart had 45 last week. LaMelo Ball was up there last week, but he's so hit or miss. He's got to be hitting shots. Kings are already out of the playoffs. Hornets still pushing for the playoffs. See a lot of winning basketball distribution. Don't want to stay anywhere near that. We got to rip Paolo again. We have to rip Paolo Banchero. Against the Cavs in Cleveland, the guy shows up for big games. We look at the playoff picture for the Magic. Right now, the Magic are in 8th. The Hornets are 1 game back. And they're a half game up on the Heat. So Cavs are comfortably in the playoffs. I mean, they've got a 5-game lead on the 5 seed. Looks like they're pretty locked in. Oh, they're going to play the Raptors or the Hawks. Actually, I don't know. They could play any of these teams down here. Holy shit. Between 5th and 10th. It's like a 2-game spread. So that game means something to the Magic. Cavs want to stay healthy for this push. Obviously, Cade Cunningham with that freak injury is tough. Tough for the Pistons. Hopefully he's back for the playoffs. So King of the Court this week. We're praying that Jokic doesn't go for a 50-burger. And we are taking Paolo Banchero. Let's ride. All right, this week, Houston Open. Decent field here this week. We've got defending champion Winwoo Lee, or the Woolly Mammoth, as we are trying to bust that nickname wide open. And we've got a course that's a little different than the Florida swing. Long, fast, no rough, no trees, no sand. No, there's trees, but there's some water on the course. 4 holes affected. We got Scheffler, Minwoo, Goddard, Jake Knapp, Sam Burns, Brooks is here. And you get into guys like Fowler, Nikolai Højgaard, Thor Bjornsson, Ben Griffin, Adam Scott, Harris English, and yeah, Wyndham Clark, Shane Lowry. Clark has had some good. We got Thigala here, Pearson Cootie. Some good names. Jason Day down there. Finau. Finau is a guy we're going to talk about. Outside looking in for the Masters. He's basically going to need to win one of these next 2 tournaments. He's 104th in the world right now. Pretty crazy. But, maybe top 3 really get something going. I don't know what this field's going to end up getting rated. I would personally say it's a pretty strong field. But yeah, I'm a little biased. I like a lot of names up top. I mean, probably my 3 guys, Goddard, Minwoo, and Scottie are the favorites listed. And those are guys I'm watching featured group over any coverage, any day of the week. So a little bias here. But got the model going. Just want to discuss that here just for a lot of first clicks. And then we'll go into it a little more in depth on Wednesday. Let me pull up the screen here, walk through what I'm seeing for my first glance. Custom model. Yes, please. All right, here's what I'm looking for. And in fields like this, I like weighted because, like last week, you're going to get guys like Zach Blair and some other guys that are going to pop up when you don't have the weighted strokes gained here. And it's just fugazi. It's just not real statistics. So, what the hell? Oh, here we go. All right, so starting at the top, approach is going to be needed, but around the green, scrambling is going to be more needed. Tee to green, definitely something we're looking at. Scoring. Birdie or better would be huge, and bogey avoidance. Last year, that number was by far a record-setting number, 20 under. Course was wet. It's gettable when it's wet. It will not be wet this week. It's usually like a 10 under win. Total driving is going to be huge here. Bombers can just get it out there. They tend to play really well here. My thought is that the little extra accuracy added to the distance is going to help here. That's why I'm going total driving. Approach, opportunities gained is always going to help. 15 feet or better is that statistic. Green and regulation. This course is tough, so scrambling here. Par fours are an indicator of success here. And then long courses, it's over 7,400. Pretty solid. So I like that 32 rounds, especially where we're at. Keeps us into this season. Recency form, I think, matters more in golf than anything else. As we've seen with Scottie, last time we left him last year, there was absolutely nothing wrong with his game. And as we've seen him on the range this year, his takeback and his swing is completely offline. So we'll see if a couple extra days off helped him kind of figure out that little tweak. So he pops in there, Minwoo pops, Ricky, Ryan Gerard, Kurt Kitayama kind of stuck out to me. Thor, Thigala is a good one down the list. I think we've mentioned before in these models, like top 10 is not where we need to stop looking. Cam Young popped in our model at 14. It's like there are good golfers here. Scottie 91, Minwoo 90, and then it kind of drops off. but, like, I would take it all the way down to probably 70 here. Jaeger, Haotung Lee, Keith Mitchell. I think that'd be a good cutoff. So we're looking at top 30 guys on this model. Adrian Dupont, this guy, slowest golfer on tour. Shooter Sean, baby. Yeah, so we got names that are obviously going to pop that are bigger golfers. Wyndham Clark plays well here. Taylor Pendrith. He's he's uh he's on the camp bet list right now. Cut by a mile. Decent off the tee. Again, loses almost 6 strokes, 6.5 strokes putting in 2 days. Oh my God. He missed the cut by a mile. And that's all he's been doing is ripping it off the tee and then just cannot putt. He is in full yips mode. No, thank you. Do not touch him with a 10-foot pole. Oh, no, thank you, Taylor. And congrats on the win at the Houston Open 2026. Now that we say that. Anyway, so when I also look at these models, obviously trusting the numbers that are coming out there, and you can mess with the weights. This one's a little this one's a little different than I've really seen before because a lot of these guys are, in these categories, you'll have a lot of green, but you're going to have red, and you're going to have below average, like dark. So I try to filter, get the eye test going of, how many reds are we getting? Because usually guys will have like 2 or 3 in the red. Hoygaard just birdie or bogey, but this is a ton of green at the top. Like, this is uncommon. Let's see if I can show you an example of what is more common. Like, yeah, like Lucas Glover, couple reds here. Like, this is what you usually see when you get a full model. Yeah, Celinda. You've got some give and take, obviously. But there's a lot of good golfers here at the top when it comes to what it takes to succeed at this course, specifically in recent form. Adam Scott would be someone to look at. He wouldn't be in the Masters if it wasn't a lifetime exemption. He's outside the top 50. But his approach game has been insane so far this year. Just around the green has been a little choppy. Okay. So like Gerard, 72nd would be something that I would be concerned about, but he makes up for it everywhere else. Tee to green, birdie or better. Like Gerard would be a guy that I would like to get behind that I'm not hearing that much from this week because he took last week off. Incredible start to the season. Missed the cut at the Arnold Palmer. Fine, shake that off. Comes back T27 at the Players. Loses around the green a little bit. That's concerning. That's what we need. But that's just a couple rounds. Like, he still gained 4.5 strokes to the field the entire week. Like, Gerard would be someone I would buy low on, aka, yeah, I mean, projected ownership 1%. I mean, it's still very early in the week. I don't think ownership is really fully up to date here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that has not been updated. Never mind there. But yeah, like a guy like Gerard. Oh, what happened? Screen went away. Custom model. All right, we're back. We are back. Little hangover reference there. Come on. Pop culture or what? All right. So, all that being said, let's look at the top here. First and long courses, first strokes game par 4, first birdie or better, first tee to green, or I'm sorry, second tee to green, second around the green, 32nd on approach. This screams Scottie week. This absolutely screams Scottie Scheffler week. And It just feels like a single bullet week for Scottie. Last shot before going into the Masters to get tuned up. Feel like when it's just a path situation, like you're just beating balls on the range at home. And like you were just getting back because nothing else has been wrong. It's been T24, T22, T12, then like 3 top 10 finishes. Pull it up for so here's a couple other things that we can do. Uh where'd it go? Loading. Come on. All right, fine. We'll just go here instead. All right. So if we wanted to stretch it out a little bit, you could always just pick a game that you're confident in. Confident in Michigan just boat racing. That only gets us to 4. Boat racing Alabama. Confident in UConn beating Michigan State. No. Could always go to futures here. Where you at? Tournament props? There it is. Futures. Scottie wins the Houston. Houston wins the title. 33-1. Michigan, it's like 17-1, 18-1. Duke will be in that same boat. Duke is 19-1, and then Arizona 17-1. So if you take any of the 4 favorites, and then you also have Illinois. I really like how Illinois is playing ball. 63-1 if they won. We talked about UConn 25-1 with Scottie. That's 110-1. Now we're talking ball. UConn and Scottie parlay for 110-1. Whoa. Dan Hurley and Scottie Scheffler could get me running through a brick fucking wall pretty quickly. Man, that's a consideration for the card. Got a couple days to think about it, but 325 is higher than what he's been getting, below 3. I'm just willing to take these weeks where Scotty single bullet is not what others are playing. Uh, Not to mention he's playing in Texas. Uh, Not to mention, there we go. His stats are finally up. Not to mention, yeah, T22, 24, 12, 4, 3, win. Let's not forget he won this season already. Granted, Amex. Look what he's done at the Houston Open. 2, 2, 9, 2. Come on. Like, you're not telling me that he doesn't have a little extra fire in his belly being the debut or being the bridesmaid here? Absolutely. I mean, the guy is a freak competitor. He finds ways to motivate himself that others would never see with how much he wins. So if you're telling me that he doesn't have this circled to win the Houston Open, I think you might be a little crazy. So Scotty Single Bullet Week is underway. What I'll be doing the next couple days to prep for Wednesday's show as the prop markets come out, figure out what we're going to bet prop wise, place wise. There's a couple names that, like I said, Gerard, we could take a look at his. Uh, let's just briefly take a look as we wrap up this show. Top 10. So let's look at Gerard. 335, pretty nice price right there with Adam Scott. 2 guys that you'd like to see down there. Finau, let's see here. 520 top 10, 11-1 top 5. Now this is someone who let's see what he popped at on the All right, 66th on our model. Strokes gained par 4 has been a problem. Bogey avoidance has been a problem. But when we think about Tony, his is more recent than 32 rounds. He's been playing much better with an 18, a T28, and an 18th in 3 of his last 4 tournaments. Just need to figure it out off the tee. And of course, with very little rough and a guy that bombs the shit out of the ball, this could be the area that, because he wants to. Masters weekend is a big, big thing for the Finau family. This is a strokes gained follow social media. The Finau family did uh like a little, I don't even know, a skit, a reel, and like where they'd come up to the camera and like do a little dance and name their 2 favorite courses. And like most of the Finau family, Augusta was in there because they do everything. They do the par threes, like they're very well liked on the ground. So Finau really wants to get to Augusta. So strokes gained passion and needing to win. It's definitely going to be up there. So Finau, looking at that, looking at those odds, come back here. Sungjae, man, what happened Sunday? But getting him 72-1, interesting. So there's definitely still some big props out there with some big numbers for us to chase down. If we look at the long shot market, Mackenzie Hughes pops pretty well here. Willie Z. See, he could be in the similar boat of Sungjae where knocking the rust off, hasn't played since the Farmers. Love to get a little more insight into what these golfers are doing in their off time. Pot Geeter is going to be a favorite long shot for a lot of people because he just hits the shit out of the ball. It's in contention at Genesis. We'll see how Tung Lee popped on our model as a long shot. SH Kim played really well. Brennan's going to get a lot of notoriety this week. So there's definitely some prop markets that we're going to hammer. They took away our par 5 birdie all par 5s last week. Probably a good sign. Didn't really see anyone birdie all par 5s in a market or in a round. It was a tough course. Get all 4 down. And they took the bogey free market away from us after day 1. So that was a little bullshit. We do have par 3, par 4, par 5 winners available. We'll see. A couple groups. Tell you what, one that really stuck out to me here. Where's it at? Gerard plus 300 in this group. Yeah. And then Jaeger plus 330 down here. So we will see. They're letting you now, kind of like the Pick 6 app, guarantee that doesn't get much play. So they have the fairways, pars per round, birdies per round score. You can now parlay those, which had not been available. And we can cook up something for round 1, or maybe put something live round 2. So keep an eye out for that. Love to hear who you think is going to win this week if you're not riding Scottie single bullet. And appreciate you sticking around Monday evening, Tuesday morning when you're listening to this. And we will see you on Wednesday. I think we're just going to start doing that show live on Wednesday evenings. So see you on Wednesday. Tell a friend, like and subscribe. Love you guys. Love you all. Let's go, Scotty. All right.